the world champion under pressure here. And it's young Chebet, 200 to go, the first to strike. Yeah, absolutely, and for many athletes it's about planning a route through trials and the travel restrictions. It has to be said that great job being done by all the meet organisers to comply with all the COVID restrictions around travel, and indeed when the athletes arrive, and athletes and agents and managers having to plan quarantines, and depending which country you're in, and arriving at meets in a position to have the right preparation and then knowing what's coming next. And particularly when you're traveling halfway around the world, from the US to Doha or around Europe, etc. It is tricky. So far we've had 2 good meets, and more to come of course, but one more race here in Doha on a night where we've seen so many big performances. Conditions certainly have helped, and I just wonder whether they'll help here. Really looking forward to seeing, just seeing the picture there, Helen Obiri, who, well, she's had a bit of a dabble at the half marathon, under 65 minutes, goodness me. There's no end to Helen's talents, from 1500 up to the half marathon, the world champion here in the 3,000 metres. Good field against her as well, plenty of women who know her so well. Yasmin Can of Turkey. And no Gidai, the world record holder, who we had hoped at one point was going to be here. Not in this distance, of course, it's the longer distance, but Rengaruk certainly will give Helen Obiri, keep her honest in this one, I'm pretty sure. Dom Scott, US-based South African. Sheila Chelangat. I mean, plenty of these women with good fast times under the belt over the years. Camille Buscombe from New Zealand. Hilali of Morocco on the inside. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of the athletes, but yeah, just coming back to no Gidai, sadly, but that was going to be a fantastic head-to-head between her and Obiri, but Obiri now the chance to really show what sort of shape she's in at an early stage of the season here in Doha. So they're heading, or they've asked for a good pace, which if Helen really wanted to finish strongly, could bring them close to the sort of 8:20 mark, and anyone running sub 8:20, well, you're into fairly rarefied territory. But Helen Obiri herself has never broken 8:20, which I was looking down, I was a little bit surprised at that. I don't know why, because that's a heck of a run. So, pacemaker has been asked to hit 67s thereabouts. Doesn't look as though she's gone too hard, just having a little look behind, which is good. And just checking where everybody is as they start to just settle down through this first 300 metres. Chelangat coming on the outside of Obiri, and they close in on the pacemaker, who looks as though he probably is heading around about 67 seconds here.
Well, Obiri loves racing in this city in Doha. It's been really kind to her over the years. Said it's like putting on a familiar overcoat when she comes back. Not that you need an overcoat in these temperatures, I have to say, but she won the world title here 2 years ago. She won the 5,000 in the Diamond League at the start of 2019. Set a personal best in the 3,000 metres way back in 2014. So absolutely loves this city, and is hoping to extend her winning run here this evening.
Well, hats off to Winnie Chebet, knows what she's doing. 67 on the mark, 67 flat indeed through the first 400 metres. So Helen Obiri. And it's hard sometimes, she's obviously worked hard during this winter. You can't run 64.50. I know people will talk about shoes, etc., but even so, that's still a heck of a performance in the half marathon distance, and yet maintain your ability to race well on the track with 3,000 and 5,000 metres. 5,000, of course, the aim, the 5,000 on the first events in the track and field programme for women. In fact, I think the heats are on the very first day of the track and field programme, so a different double, if you like, if you were going to consider 5 and 10, 5,000 comes first. So there we go, heading towards 800 metres here. Chebet doing a grand job, looking for 2:14, thereabouts. Good hard pace being set, just dropped a little bit on the second lap. 2:15.7, veering close attendance though.
That wonderful rocking, rolling style, which can get accentuated when the heat really is on in the final stages, but don't be fooled by that being untidy. She's a very, very compact runner and has got terrific speed endurance.
And she'll know the danger from the others in the race. Kipkemboi just tucked in there on the inside as well, who finished second, of course, behind Hellen Obiri in the 5,000 metres in Doha 2 years ago. So that first 1,000 metres completed, a very good platform, 250. They won't want to let this go too much slower if they're going to get into close to 820. I suspect we're going to be more like in the 8 under, somewhere between 825 maybe to 830. But they're beginning to look at each other a little bit on. You can tell the rest of the field are gathering, getting closer. Chebet's in there, Beatrice Chebet, that is, Chelangat, Chan, Rengaruk, Facer also there, Chirono in that group. And then a bit of a gap then after that, Scott leading the rest of the pack after that. So, pace slowed, packers gathering together. Hellen Obiri doesn't mind though, and is just thinking, okay, maybe I want to get this moving a little bit. And I always think people underestimate Helen's finishing pace. The last couple of years she's back to her very best in terms of finishing the race. And like you said, Chris, sometimes you look at her and think she's tired, she's working hard, and then bang, last 300 meters strong as ever.
Well, she went back to train back in Kenya after the World Championships, and she wanted to work on her speed and just really sharpen up, and it really showed. And we should also say that she was saying recently the birth of her child has given her an extra incentive. She has someone dependent on her, and that's actually added to her competitive spirit. She now wants to not just do it for herself, but she wants to do it for her daughter as well.
World Cross Country Junior Champion Beatrice Chebet moving up on Hellen Obiri's shoulder, looking pretty comfortable. Obiri did not really like the fact it was a 71 lap through the start-finish line on the previous, slowest of the laps so far on the previous lap. So decided enough is enough, we've got to get this moving a little bit. Kipkemboi, silver medalist behind her. Chan of Turkey going well. Chelangat just tucked in on the curb behind her. Rengaruk still in with this. But Hellen Obiri just applying a little bit of pressure now as they start to wind this up. 3 laps to go. Obiri leads, a little bit of a gap starting to appear as Rengaruk starts to move up on the outside. Sorry, Chelangat starts to move up with Rengaruk on her shoulder. Chebet right there. Kipkemboi on the inside. Sheila Chelangat, and just realised that the gap was just beginning to grow a little bit. Chiron and Facer trying to hang on there. So, Hellen Obiri is going to run this from the front. She's going to try and run the steam out of the others, and then, as I said, perhaps deceptively make them think they've got a chance. But who knows, it's early in the season yet, and has Obiri got it in the tank to do that? 5:44, 254 kilometre, that's a slow one.
Don't be fooled though, Obiri, she's been in terrific form. She's had 3 wins out of 3, all of them in Nairobi. So at a little bit of altitude, this is her first race back on the track since that half marathon debut in Istanbul. And it'll feel, I'm sure, familiar, but she's where she wants to be, likes to control the race, and is doing exactly that.
Coming up with 2 laps to go, the world champion leading, the world silver medalist, the taller of the other 3, and the blue in the curb. And then we've got Chelangat just giving way to Chebet, who comes up on the outside. Rengaruk starting to make a move as they feel the heat, as Yasmin Chan just tries to hang on. The Turkish athlete not able to go with this, and Hellen Obiri, this is what she does. It's almost a la Mo Farah, isn't it, from the front and then kick from the front. So Obiri leading as they have got approaching just, 650 metres to go, but look how comfortable the young Chebet's looking. Has she got the kick? Has she got the legs? Lap and a half to go.
Yeah, I agree. Chebet looking really nice and relaxed. Facial muscles completely without tension. But Obiri just exactly where she wants to be. Rengaruk, we shouldn't write her off as well. So 5 still in it here. Chan really starting to feel the pace here.
Chebet also, of course, the world junior champion, such a talent at the 5,000 metres. Rengaruk, you'd never expect Hellen Obiri to get outkicked by Rengaruk or indeed Kipkemboi. So what has she got here at the bell go? 67 for that previous lap. Has Hellen Obiri got enough to hold these three off. Kemboy has never moved away from the curve. She allows Rengaruk and Chibet to stay wide, and Helen Obiri is not letting anybody pass, but they're gathering, and Obiri winds it up again. 300 meters to go. The world champion under pressure here. Rengaruk looks as though she's going to try and make something. Kemboy for the first time starts to look for a little bit of room to try and get out, and it's young Chibet. 200 to go, the first to strike, and Obiri's got no answer. Rengaruk goes past. Chibet leading. Rengaruk in second place behind her. Sorry, Kemboy behind her. Rengaruk still there. Chibet, though, look at this. Her arms are going side to side, but it's effective. And Chibet has got a metre and a half. Kemboy trying to get back to her. Rengaruk can't do anything about it. It's Chibet, though, who's going to take a massive scalp. Helen Obiri fades over the last 100 metres, and it's Beatrice Chibet who takes the win, the 21-year-old. Massive performance from her, 8:27. That's a huge personal best. Helen Obiri comes in rather tired in fourth. Well, we were giving her the platform, weren't we? We were giving her the build-up, because Helen has shown us on so many occasions in the past, even when she's looking tired, that she still has got something to give. Not tonight. It was all about the 21-year-old Beatrice Chibet, who looked, you have to say, looked comfortable all of the way. Massive breakthrough for her, 8:27. Of course, the quickest in the world this year. Kemboy, second. As I said, Rengaruk would normally not expect to beat Helen Obiri, never mind run a big personal best there, under 8:30, 8:28.96. And for Helen Obiri, long way to go. A few weeks ago, of course, to go towards the Olympic Games, but I don't think that will be the sort of performance she'll be too happy about tonight.
No, the way she faded in the last, 250 metres or so was very surprising indeed. Maybe a touch of the commentator's curse there, because we've seen her in this position so many times before and just go through the gears, as you mentioned, a la Mo Farah, and just every time there was a question asked, she'd always have the answer, but not tonight. And Chibet controlled it beautifully and then just decided, right, I've had enough and I'm off way. The handbrake came off and she was gone. And, well, so relaxed. And it's a massive world lead. She's taken, nearly 18 seconds off the previous world lead of the year. So that's the standard to aim for from Beatrice Chibet, 8:27.
Very good indeed. Yet another world lead. Been so many, but that's a very strong world lead as well. So Chibet wins 8:27.49. 21-year-old with perhaps the biggest win of her senior career. Kemboy takes second ahead of Rengaruk with the personal best. And Obiri has to settle for fourth tonight.
So that completes our action here in Doha, the second Diamond League meeting of this Olympic season. 9 weeks to go to Tokyo, of course.